Hey everybody, Christopher Small from Building a Law Firm, and you, if you're watching this live, are seeing the recording of this week's probably relatively long form podcast in action. If you are listening to this actually on the podcast, welcome, and welcome to another week of awesome, fun stuff. If you haven't been here before, right, this podcast, this show, everything is all about helping you sort of start and build your law firm. We talk about marketing, we talk about advertising, we talk about content, we talk about leadership, everything under the sun with the idea of helping you build your law firm. I am your host, Christopher Small, and I own Building a Law Firm. I also own CMS Law Firm, an estate planning law firm in Seattle, and I sort of love the business of law, and that's what we talk about here. So today, I just wanted to sort of jump in. I saw this topic discussed somewhere else on a sort of some other people that I follow, and I thought it was really interesting, really timely, really relevant, and so I wanted it to sort of be the topic for the long form episode of the week, and that is to fix today's problem today and worry about tomorrow's problems tomorrow. And this is a recurring theme. I see it all the time, and it's really easy. So to back up, what I'm really talking about is, there are certain things that we as attorneys love to sort of dive into, anything we can research, anything we can think about, anything we can compare, anything we can ponder, anything we can discuss. These are the things that we like to spend a lot of time on. The things that we don't like to spend a lot of time on are the things that are sort of up in the air, not sure, things that don't have a definite up or down sort of a dynamic. And so what we tend to do is spend a lot of time thinking about and worrying about problems in the future that we can solve with software or with sort of people even sometimes, and we don't focus on the problems that are right in front of us that can actually help or create the growth that our law firm needs to sort of get to where we want to go. And those are the things that I want to talk about today. Sort of bring your attention to it, sort of hopefully increase your self-awareness so that as you look at your law firm and work in your law firm on a day-to-day basis, you can make decisions that will actually get you where you want to go. And I definitely have fallen victim to this. If you've ever heard me in the past, I spent weeks and weeks on naming my law firm way back in the day. I spent a long time on logo creation and have done numerous iterations of a logo, and what I've come to find is that these are things that A, they don't matter, and B, I'm spending time worrying about them and spending time trying to figure them out when I should be spending time on the things that really matter, the problems that are actually right in front of my face, the problems that if I solve them will have a dramatic impact on my law firm. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Some of the things that I hear all the time that I think are sort of, they're true, but they may sort of be cop-outs. They may be things that you're using so that you don't have to do anything, are sort of some of these statements. The top one that I hear all the time is, I'll be talking to somebody and we'll come up with a bunch of solutions, or we'll come up with some ideas, and you'll hear the classic, I need to work on my business, not in my business. And I think when people say that, they feel like, oh, they sort of just discovered gold, like they have said the thing that needs to be said. Now they can move on and go back to what they were doing before, which is wasting time, wasting energy, and losing momentum. And again, just not focusing on the things that actually matter for what you're trying to do. So it's true that we do need to work on our business, but we also need to work in our business. And when you are new, if you are just starting out, if you have only maybe one or two employees, maybe no other attorneys, you're going to be working in your business quite a bit. I know that's the case for me, right? Right now I'm the only attorney in my law firm. I have a paralegal, virtual receptionist. I'm in the process of hiring at least a part-time attorney to help, but because of the way that the business is and the status of the business right now, I am working in my business a lot. What that means is I need to plan for that, and I need to think about things that I can do to make that process easier, so I have some time to work on the things that are going to make the firm bigger or run better or do all those things. But the fact is, I am working in the business quite a bit, and I need to come to grips with that. I need to acknowledge that, and then I need to just work within the parameters that I've got for the time being, right? So that's number one. The other things that you hear all the time, right, are, I need to staff up, I need to get an attorney, I need to get a paralegal, I need to do these things. And the people that are often seeing these are the people that don't have consistent revenue, right? They don't have a consistent marketing plan. They don't have a consistent content strategy. They don't have a consistent anything, right? They're just talking the big talk, making the big goals because it feels good and it feels like you're doing something and it feels like you're accomplishing something. When in fact, again, we are solving tomorrow's problems today instead of solving today's problems today and leaving tomorrow's problems for later. I would love to have your firm become one that is too busy, is working too hard, needs to staff up, needs to get a CRM, which is the next thing we're going to talk about, needs to do all these things, because then you're showing real signs of growth. You've already overcome the early problems of a new business, and now you can concentrate on the next problems, the problems of a growing business. So the other thing that I hear and see people talk about all the time, especially in these other Facebook groups, is people talking about software and like what software to use and at the end of the day, just pick something. You could use a spreadsheet and it will work just fine. It's like, what kind of CRM should I use? Should I use like LawPay or Practice Panther or Lexicata? I don't even know what these things are because I don't even use them. But focusing on these things, again, solving a problem that we don't really have. When you're not super busy, you can literally just use a spreadsheet and keep your time. You can just invoice with, I use PandaDoc, which is something that allows for electronic signatures and payment all in one. And so I'm just always looking for simple solutions that will solve the problem that I have right in front of me, and then you can sort of upgrade over time as you need to, right? So now that we've kind of summarized or kind of worked through what some of the things are that sound like today's problems that are in fact tomorrow's problems, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of today's problems, some of the things that are probably in front of you, some of the things that you should be focusing on so that you can get your firm to the next level, right? The whole point of this podcast is to help you live the life of your dreams, do the things that you want, make the money that you deserve, and just have a good time, right? Your practice, your business, it should be fun. You should come to work every day excited. You should come to work ready to help people, doing something that you like to do, working with people that you like, having consistent revenue, having consistent clients, having great clients, right? All these things are possible if you just do the things that need to be done, all right? So, thing number one, the typical problem. Problem number one for almost everyone at the beginning, in particular, and can often last for a long, long, long time, is the need for more potential clients at your door, right? We're talking about marketing, we are talking about advertising, we're talking about branding, we are talking about the things that you need to do to get clients to show up at your door, okay? And so often we spend time doing these other things that we were just talking about, looking at CRMs, talking about working in the business, right? Talking about staff, when we could be spending that time creating content. We could be spending that time creating a Google Ads campaign, creating a direct mail campaign, going out and literally shaking hands and kissing babies with people, making new relationships, networking, Facebook advertising, LinkedIn advertising, whatever, any of these things, anything that you're doing that's going to try to sort of create demand for your work, let people know that you exist, and give them an opportunity to reach out to you when they need help. These are the things that are going to drive more clients. So if you're not doing these things, if you're not solving these problems today, they're going to continue to be a problem for you forever. One of the reasons that I have done so well with my firm is that I have created consistent content no matter what. I've saved, Brittany, what's up? My paralegal's watching right now. Get to work. I'm just kidding. So one of the reasons that we get consistent clients is that I'm doing consistent content. I'm doing consistent advertising. I'm doing things that will continue to drive more and more business into the firm. And you all should be doing the same thing. So don't sit back and wait, put these things off because they make you uncomfortable, because they are sort of ethereal in the sense that sometimes they don't work, right? Sometimes you make a video like this and nobody watches it. Sometimes you do an advertising campaign and nobody calls, nobody signs up, nobody shows up. That doesn't feel good, right? Getting a new CRM, it feels great. It's very safe. But these are today's problems that if you don't solve them, you're not going to progress, right? Your firm is not going to progress. Number two, another problem that shows up is once you have more potential clients coming in the door, then you've got the problem of actually getting them to sign up. So you may have a bunch of people coming in the door, but none of them sign up. This is called a sales problem, okay? And sales is not a dirty word. It's not something that should be poo-pooed, should be run away from. Sales is really the process of just demonstrating your value to someone and then offering to be paid money in exchange for the value that you're providing. And there's a definite process to sales. There's definitely a way to walk through it that makes people feel comfortable, that makes them see your value, that puts the value in the perspective that they are looking for, and will help you get more clients, make more money, do more things, right? But this sales problem, again, is something that people don't want to talk about. They don't want to focus on because they either don't want to admit they're bad at sales. They think sales is sort of makes them feel icky, and they feel like they're pressuring people or being sneaky. Whatever it is, not focusing on sales is a huge problem when you have a new business because you need people to sign up. And it's something that people often are terrible at. I was telling Brittany, I think, this story the other day, that when I first opened my firm, I was terrible at sales. I was so bad. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of winging it. And I noticed that the attorney next door to me, I was renting space from a firm, she was signing everybody up. She was killing it. And so one day I went in there and I was like, hey, how are you signing everybody up? Like, what's your secret? She was like, oh, no, it's no secret. It's just the script I follow and it works well. And I was like, can you teach me the script? And she said, yep, we went through it. And then I took it into my office and I practiced a lot. And then I bought some sales books and I read them. And then I practiced some more. And then I practiced some more. And then as people came in, I put those lessons into practice. And when they left, I thought about what I'd done right or wrong and what I could change. And over time, I just got better at it, right? But if I wouldn't have spent the time on today's problem, if I wouldn't have spent the time learning how to sell early, it would still be killing me today. I still wouldn't be signing up a good number of people, particularly the ones that want to sign up with me, right? There's nothing worse than someone that walks out of your office and doesn't sign up who should have signed up. And the reason this happens is because you haven't taken the time to work on your sales skills, okay? All right, next. What? Oh, the other typical problem you're facing right now that no one wants to talk about is, no one wants to focus on, is to be organized enough so that shit doesn't fall through the cracks. I can't tell you how many people I see that are so busy and they're always running around and they're always putting out fires and things are always jumping up, and it's because they have spent time on a CRM or they've spent time on all this other stuff, but they haven't taken the time to simply write out the flow of a typical case. The deadlines and the milestones and the things that need to be done in a typical case, so that when someone signs up, they can just lay out these milestones and these deadlines in a row and everything gets done, right? There's no fires, right? We're not perfect here, but I guarantee you we run a relatively low stress office. And most of the stress actually just comes because I'm super slow about getting my stuff done. The stuff that Brittany has to do, the stuff that everybody else has to do, it's typically just like boom, 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 it's done. And they're waiting on me to do something because I'm recording these videos or doing something else. But creating systems, real systems, true systems that work to move your client from point A to point B, those are things that you need to focus on now. And they're not fun because they're really sort of, you have to acknowledge when you create these systems that you aren't God's gift to the law, and that the things that you're doing probably are repeatable over time and are repeatable by someone other than you, and are things that can be written down and organized, right? You're not making bespoke litigation documents every single time. And so that's sort of problem number one. Problem number two is then you need to actually take the time and carve out the time to sit down and write this process out and put it in a form that can be duplicated easily and used easily by everybody else, and then implement that system and make sure that everybody is, checking things off and following the system and looking at the deadlines and doing all the things. So again, these are problems that are not fun, they're not sexy, they make you sort of face the reality of your firm and acknowledge some things that a lot of attorneys don't want to acknowledge, and then you're done. Though, if you do it, it's awesome, okay? And then last but not least, as far as typical problems go, we've got the need to work on recognizing the activities that will move your business forward as opposed to making you feel good. Now, I talked about this a little bit, but we're talking about, creating a video as opposed to going down the rabbit hole of legal research. We're talking about having a coffee with a true potential network referral partner as opposed to going to a bar event where you get to swap stories about your cases and join in the complaining about the terribleness of the legal market and the scarcity of clients and the difficulty of the business. We're talking about working on systems instead of researching the latest CRM or getting in these Facebook groups and not going there with a purpose or with a question or with a specific idea in mind, browsing, looking around, seeing what everybody else is doing and letting someone's question lead you down a rabbit hole. I guarantee you there are people that are watching this video right now that are saying to themselves, like, they go to the group and they say, I wonder if that CRM is a good one for me or not, right? They're like asking these questions, they're doing these things, and it's just a huge waste of time, and it is not conducive. It's not helpful for your firm, for you to get to the next level. All right, so there we have it. All right, focus on today's problems today. Fix today's problems today. Worry about tomorrow's problems tomorrow. Okay. Let's see. I meant to work this into the middle, but we're doing a new event. I'm doing a new event, April 5 or April 6th, I think. First Friday of April. It's going to be in Kansas City again. I would love to have you join me. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to show you my Facebook content / advertising system. There's a free component, there's a paid component, and both components combined are like gasoline on a fire. So if you would like to come, please go to buildingalawfirm.com /Q2 event. And I guess you can do the number 2 or the word 2. I'll set it up so that they both work. But that's gonna be the place to be. It's gonna be a limited audience, right? I'm not gonna have a ton. It's not gonna be open for everybody forever. And if you sign up before February 15th, then you're gonna get a special little bonus, okay? Because I wanna fill this thing up early so that I can stop worrying about filling it up and I can start worrying about how to make it the bombest event ever, because that's what I'm trying to do, okay? So, join me, buildingalawfirm.com /Q2 event. If you got any questions, let me know. Hey, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to share it, share it. And if you know anybody that you think might benefit from it, just type their name in the comments and they should pop up and they'll get a little note that says, hey, this person cares about you. I want you to watch this video. Okay? That is it. Christopher Small, Building a Law Firm. Thank you for your time, and I will see you again next Tuesday for the long form one. So I'll see you again tomorrow here for more awesome law firm information, strategy, tactics, news, fun, excitement. All right, that's it. See ya.